Put your phone down, look me in the eyes, and listen very carefully to what I am about to say. Right now, you might be looking at the woman in your life, your girlfriend, your fiance, your wife, and resting in the absolute, unshakable certainty that you are the only man touching her. You believe that her loyalty is an iron fortress and that she would never do anything to betray the life you are building together. But I need you to ask yourself an incredibly uncomfortable question. Do you actually know that for sure? Or are you just choosing to believe it because the alternative is too painful to face? Welcome back. If we haven't met, consider me your older brother. I am not here to feed you toxic paranoia or play childish games. I am here to give you the grounded, unflinching truth about human behavior and female psychology. My goal is to help you step into a quiet, unshakable masculine confidence so that you never have to walk through life blind. Today, we are talking about a heavy reality. How do you really know that you are the only man in her bed? How do you know you are the only one occupying her mind, her time, and her body? Thousands of highly intelligent, hardworking, good men are being played every single day. They are being managed. They look their woman in the eyes, hear the words, "I love you," and completely miss the fact that she is living a double life right under their nose. When a highly intelligent woman decides to step outside of a relationship, she does not leave obvious clues. She doesn't leave lipstick on collars or act like a villain in a movie. She covers her tracks with psychological precision. She uses your trust against you. If you want to stop guessing, stop hoping, and actually know the truth, you must stop listening to her words and start studying her baseline behavior, because no matter how clever she is, her nervous system cannot lie. Here are the 5 behavioral shifts that reveal you are no longer the only man in her life. Number 1, the smokescreen of hyper-availability. Let's start with a psychological defense mechanism that fools almost every man. When most men suspect infidelity, they expect their woman to suddenly become cold, distant, and physically cut off. They think if she is sleeping with someone else, she will stop sleeping with me. But a smart, secretive woman knows that cutting you off physically is the fastest way to trigger your suspicion. If she suddenly stops being intimate with you, you're going to ask questions, you're going to check her phone, you're going to wonder why her desire vanished. So what does she do? She overcompensates. Suddenly, you'll notice a bizarre, unnatural shift where she becomes effortlessly, constantly available for physical intimacy. It defies the normal rhythm of human life. In a healthy relationship, intimacy fluctuates. People get tired, they get stressed about bills, they have long days at work. It is completely normal for a woman to say, "Not tonight, I'm exhausted." But if she's managing a secret life, those normal human excuses completely disappear. The moment you initiate, she flips a switch and complies without a second of hesitation. Even if she just worked a 12-hour shift, even if she claimed she had a migraine 10 minutes ago, suddenly she's ready. Many men mistake this for a second honeymoon phase. Their ego inflates. They think, "Wow, she just can't get enough of me." In reality, she is strategically pacifying you. She is dealing with the intense cognitive dissonance and guilt of stepping out, and she's managing your ego. She figures that if she keeps you completely physically satisfied and drained, you will remain blind, lazy, and compliant. You will never think to question the massive gaps in her schedule or the hidden texts on her phone, because from your perspective, everything at home is perfect. Stay with me, because sign number 3 is the one most men completely misinterpret as a good thing, and it is the exact moment you lose control of the relationship. Number 2, the departure relief versus the departure void. The second major warning sign is how she reacts when you have to leave town. Your absence is the ultimate litmus test for her loyalty, and her immediate emotional response will tell you everything you need to know. Think about a woman who is genuinely, deeply in love with you. When you announce that you're leaving for a 3-day business trip or a weekend away from your family, she feels a sense of loss. Your absence creates a literal void in her daily life. She might get a little moody as the date approaches. She'll tell you she's going to miss you. She might even be a little clingy before you leave. A cheating woman, however, views your departure in a completely different light. To her, your announcement that you are leaving is not a moment of sadness. It's a massive wave of relief. It's a golden window of opportunity. The moment you mention you will be gone, a heavy weight lifts off her shoulders. For the next 72 hours, she doesn't have to hide her phone, she doesn't have to fabricate lies, and she doesn't have to constantly look over her shoulder. She has total freedom. But she knows she cannot openly celebrate you leaving, so her excitement manifests as an unusually aggressive level of helpfulness. Suddenly, she is overly eager to help you pack your bags, she's ironing your shirts, she's organizing your itinerary, she's telling you, honey, you work so hard, you really need this trip. Go have fun, don't worry about anything back here, take an extra day if you need. She frames this as pure, unselfish support, but in reality, she is actively clearing the runway. She's managing the logistics of her secret life. She wants you across that border or on that plane as fast as humanly possible so she can invite the other man over or go out to meet him without the fear of getting caught. If your absence brings her more joy, energy, and peace than your presence ever does, she is not missing you. She is utilizing your travel schedule as a hall pass. 3. The target audience pivot. Now we arrive at the third sign. This is the one I warned you about. This is where her internal psychology visibly bleeds into the real world. Watch exactly how she dresses, the effort she puts into her appearance, and most importantly, whose approval she is actually seeking. When a woman is loyal and emotionally invested in you, you are her primary target audience. She wants to be beautiful in your eyes. She will try on a dress, walk out of the bedroom, and ask, "How does this look?" Because your validation is the validation that anchors her. If you respectfully tell her, "Honestly, it's a bit too revealing for the dinner we are going to," she will value your boundary, go back to the closet, and change. But when a woman starts dealing with someone else, her target audience shifts completely, and her wardrobe will immediately reflect it. You'll start noticing her stepping out in provocative, boundary-pushing outfits that she never used to wear. She'll spend an hour doing her makeup and styling her hair just to go to an ordinary shift at work, a quick grocery run, or a casual night out with the girls. The most telling part of this behavior is not the clothing itself, it is her reaction to your opinion. Suddenly, she stops asking how she looks, and if you step in and point out that an outfit is highly inappropriate, watch her nervous system react. A distant or cheating woman will fiercely defend her provocative clothing with intense anger and defensiveness. She will accuse you of being insecure, controlling, or toxic. She will turn a simple observation into a massive argument, and she will absolutely refuse to change her clothes. She isn't fighting for a fashion statement, she's fighting to look perfect for someone else. When a woman dismisses your feedback and proudly walks out the door looking to turn heads, she is no longer dressing to impress you. She is curating her look specifically to trigger a reaction from the man she is on her way to see. The moment her style gets louder, while her respect for your boundaries gets quiet, someone else is holding the remote control to her self-esteem. By sign number 4, something fundamental shifts inside a man's gut. This is the ultimate red flag, and if you're seeing this, the illusion is already over. 4. The digital fortress. The ultimate boundary of a secretive woman is her phone, and a sudden sharp spike in digital secrecy is a definitive reality check that you can never afford to ignore. In a healthy relationship, a phone is just a piece of plastic and glass. There's a natural transparency. It sits face up on the counter. But the moment her phone becomes locked down like a classified military vault, you know with absolute certainty that something has gone horribly wrong. Her phone suddenly becomes an extension of her body. It never leaves her side. It travels with her into the bathroom while she takes a shower. It is constantly placed face down. A highly secretive woman doesn't just leave text messages sitting out in the open. She uses encrypted apps, she mutes specific chat threads, she utilizes disappearing message features so that all evidence vanishes within minutes. She curates a completely innocent exterior while running a highly active hidden narrative behind a wall of biometrics. The clearest indicator of this deception is not what's on the phone, but her physiological reaction when you get near it. If you casually reach for her phone just to check the time or look at a map, watch her eyes. Does she panic? Does she snatch it out of your hand? Does she suddenly accuse you of invading her privacy? There's a massive, unmistakable difference between a healthy desire for personal privacy and a desperate, frantic need for active concealment. A woman who has nothing to hide doesn't experience an adrenaline spike when you touch her phone, but when her device is treated like a threat to her survival, it's because the contents of that phone would completely destroy the relationship she has with you. The moment her digital world becomes a completely restricted zone, she is using that device as the secure gateway to keep another man in her life. 5. The emotional ghost town. The final sign is the hardest to accept because you can't point to it on a screen or catch it in a wardrobe. You feel it in your gut. It's the sudden arrival of the emotional ghost town. When a woman is cheating, she inevitably has to detach from you emotionally to attach to someone else. Women, generally speaking, struggle to compartmentalize deep emotional connection between two men. You'll notice that she stops fighting for the relationship. In the past, if you did something to upset her, she would argue with you. She would cry, she would complain, she would demand that you fix it. Men often hate these arguments, but what you must realize is that a woman arguing with you is a woman who still cares. She's fighting to bridge the gap between you two. When she's getting her emotional and physical needs met by another man, the arguments stop. She becomes chillingly passive. You can come home late, you can forget an anniversary, you can be distant, and she'll just shrug and say, "It's fine." She stops talking about the future. She stops bringing up marriage, buying a house, or taking vacations next year. She is physically existing in your house, but her spirit has completely evaporated. The opposite of love is not hate, my brother. The opposite of love is indifference. When she becomes entirely indifferent to your flaws, your presence, and your future together, it's because she has already mentally checked out and checked in to a different hotel. If you're seeing these 5 signs, hyper-availability as a smokescreen, relief when you leave, dressing for a new target audience, an impenetrable digital fortress, and a chilling emotional indifference, you need to wake up. Do not panic, do not throw a temper tantrum, do not beg her to tell you the truth. A man of high value does not beg for loyalty. You step back into your masculine frame, you observe, you gather your facts, and you prepare to walk away with your dignity intact. You must respect yourself enough to recognize when you are being played and have the quiet, unshakable strength to remove your time, your resources, and your presence from a woman who does not value them. You are the prize of your own life. Never let a woman turn you into a placeholder. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced one of these shifts in a past relationship? Did you notice the signs, or were you completely blindsided? Drop your story in the comments below. I read them all, and this is how we build a brotherhood of men who learn the truth. In my next video, we're going to talk about exactly how to walk away from a toxic situation like this so that you leave her regretting losing you while you level up your own life. You do not want to miss it. Hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and keep building your kingdom. I'll see you in the next one.